Now let's talk about the different stages of production. And these will apply to the typical firm. Start with stage 1, and more specifically 1A and 1B. In 1A, we see the trifecta. Total product is going up, marginal product is going up, and average product is going up. This is a stage where workers are becoming more productive. And it's because of specialization. This stage exemplifies the example I gave you in the last video. We're getting specific workers to specific jobs. The cooks are specialists. The drive-through cashiers are specialists. The front of house cashiers are specialists. The fryer workers are specialists. And they get good at their respective jobs, and that shows up in stage 1A as higher total, higher marginal, and higher average product. When we get to stage 1B, those benefits of specialization are starting to wear off. And we're seeing the total product increase, but you'll notice it starts to increase at a decreasing rate. Another way of putting it, the slope is only getting steeper during 1A, but the slope starts to flatten a bit when we go through 1B. Another way of putting it is the marginal product in 1B starts to drop. Now, these workers in stage 1B are still adding positive marginal product, but it's decreasing over this period. So this is a phase where the benefits of specialization have been exhausted, and we're entering a new phase where workers are starting to get in each other's way, and hence we see diminishing returns. Note, though, that average product is increasing over this period. We can think about the efficiency of labor and capital over any stage. And efficiency for our purposes is going to be measured via average product. Well, notice in stage 1A, the average product is going up. So we would say the efficiency of labor is increasing. Notice that when we go through 1B, the average product is continuing to go up. So we would say the efficiency of labor is increasing. When it comes to labor, stage 1 exemplifies greater efficiencies. What about capital? Well, remember, we're in a short run time frame, meaning that capital is fixed. So if we want to determine the average product of capital, we would take the total product and divide it by a fixed number of, say, machines. Because total product is increasing throughout stages 1A and 1B, the average product of capital must be going up. Look, if you have 10 machines in your business, and as you proceed through stage 1A and B, your total output is increasing, the average product of those machines is going up. Each machine is becoming more productive because you have increasing total product. So stage 1 is a period of increasing efficiencies. Both labor and capital are improving. And therefore, firms will typically progress through stages 1A and 1B. They will continue to add labor and move into stage 2. We're going to come back to stage 2 in a bit. Let's skip over to stage 3 for a moment. In stage 3, we really have the opposite of stage 1A. Total product is going down. Average product is going down. Marginal product is going down, and on top of that is negative. Stage 3 is a phase that is highly unproductive. You can also see the problem of efficiency here. Let's first look at labor efficiency. Well, average product is going down for labor, so labor is becoming more inefficient. Let's look at capital efficiency. Well, if your total product is dropping and you have fixed capital, average product of capital must be going down as well. Each of those 10 machines, for example, is producing, on average, less output. If a firm finds itself anywhere in stage 3, it will want to get out of that. And so it will have strong incentives to reduce labor and produce back to stage 2. That means that we are left with stage 2 as the typical stage in which firms will produce. If they find themselves in stage 1, the clear efficiencies to labor and capital will cause them to want to move to stage 2. If they find themselves in stage 3, the clear inefficiencies of labor and capital will cause them to want to move back to stage 2. So most firms will choose to operate in stage 2. That's why we call this stage the zone of production. Let's see what's going on in this zone. Well, first off, note that we have increasing total product over this stage. But we have decreasing marginal product and decreasing average product. Why? Well, we already know that diminishing returns has set in. It actually set in at the end of stage 1A. We're just seeing a continuation of that. Workers are no longer benefiting from specialization. We're adding more workers, but we're not getting the benefits of specialization and higher productivity. Instead, those added workers are starting to create a little bit of chaos, and they're getting in each other's way. And that's reflected as lower marginal product of each worker. At the same time, we are seeing average product drop as well. So labor is becoming more inefficient over this phase. Note that this is because marginal product has dropped below average product. Stage 2 is where this begins. Up to that stage, marginal product is higher than average product. It is stage 2 where we start to see that reverse. Another way of putting it is each additional worker that we add is adding less product than the average worker, and they're pulling it down. It goes back to that point I made before, where if the people entering the classroom are shorter than the average, they are pulling down that average height. If the classes that you take this semester, your marginal classes, have a lower grade than your average, those classes will pull down your average. There's many examples you could use. Here, it just happens to be the workers are producing a lower marginal product than the average and pulling that down. So as we progress through stage 2, we are witnessing workers becoming more inefficient. Okay. What about capital? Well, the average product of capital over this stage is actually going up. Why? Because total product is going up. Remember, you can always determine whether capital is becoming more efficient or less efficient by looking at what's happening to total product. If total product is going up over a stage, then capital is becoming more efficient. If total product is going down over a stage, then capital is becoming more inefficient. Stage 2, total product is going up. We have a fixed amount of machines, say 10 machines, so the average product of each machine must be going up. So it's a mix. As we progress through stage 2, we're seeing decreasing efficiency of labor, but increasing efficiency of capital. There's trade-offs. We don't know exactly where a specific firm will produce in here and hire, but we do know it's somewhere. And the firm will consider both the pros and cons over this phase. We're also going to see as we progress that because we know the firm will choose somewhere in the zone of production, this marginal product curve that we've derived in this zone will later on determine the firm's short-run demand for labor. But for now, we can hold off on that. Let's go into an actual example of a firm. And we're going to focus on a short-run labor demand for a perfectly competitive firm, Technocrat Data Processing Company. Let's assume that this data processing company has a fixed capital, K, which is their office, and variable labor, L, which is data entry operators. Let's further assume that they are producing in a perfectly competitive product market and that they can sell all units of their product at $200. Perfectly competitive product markets mean there's a lot of other firms producing the same product, and as a result, no single firm gets to determine the price they can sell the good for. The market as a whole determines the price. So in this case, all the processing companies combined end up creating a market price of $200, and then each individual firm must take that price. If they try to charge even a penny more, they would lose their business to other firms, because consumers could get it from any other firm for the market price of $200. Conversely, if they were to charge less than $200, they would be sacrificing profits that are unnecessary because they can sell at $200. So that's the context of a perfectly competitive product market. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a spreadsheet that shows the firm's production function, which we derived previously, and a whole bunch of metrics that will help us make that decision of how many workers to employ. In essence, where to produce in the zone of production. Take a look. For this firm, they can hire 0 to 7 units of labor. Here's their total production function. Looks like it increases as they hire more workers. And you'll notice that the marginal product is decreasing with each worker. Note that this fits with our zone of production phase. Increasing total product over stage 2, yet decreasing marginal product over stage 2. We assume the price is $200 per unit of the goods sold. Total revenue can be calculated as the price times total product. For example, if this firm produces 0 at a price of $200, they have no revenue. But if they ramp up and produce 5 units of the good at $200, that's 5 times 200 is 1,000. If they ramp up to 14 total product times 200 is 2,800. And you can see that for each total product row. Marginal revenue is calculated as the change in total revenue divided by the change in total product. For example, if we go from 0 to 5 units of output, our total revenue goes from 0 to 1,000. So the change in total revenue is 1,000. And the change in total product is 5. We went from 0 to 5 and 0 to 1,000. So we take 1,000 divided by 5, which is 200. If we continue and go from 5 to 9 units, our total revenue goes from 1,000 to 1,800. The change in total revenue is 800. The change in total product is 4. 800 divided by 4 would be 200. Note that this continues, and no matter how much we produce, the marginal revenue is 200 and equal to the price. That will be the case with a firm that is operating in a perfectly competitive product market. That is, the price will equal the marginal revenue for all quantities. The next thing we want to look at is called marginal revenue product. This is undeniably one of the most important metrics used to make the employment decision for a firm. Marginal revenue product is equal to the marginal revenue times the marginal product. And we'll go ahead and pick up with the details of this in the next video.